Thank you and welcome to our channel, Your Sovereign Soul. My name is Sienna and I am one of the coaches here at YourSovereignSoul.com. My specific niche right now is working with clients and people who have just come out of a narcissistic relationship, specifically an intimate one. And my job is really just to lend an ear to those people, being that I have experience and I understand what you're going through. So today's topic is something I wanted to touch on because today I was just asked this by the person that I'm seeing. And the question was, well, why did it take you so long to go through the healing? Like normal people in normal relationships, they kind of get over it and they heal pretty quickly. So what made this particular relationship different? And for those who've never been in a narcissistic or toxic relationship, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, it's akin to, I remember when people would talk about having a migraine headache, and I would think they were being a little bit dramatic. I mean, come on, it's just a headache. Like they're like, oh my gosh, I can't see really well. I just need to go to sleep for 5 years and just I need dark. And I was just thinking, man, these people are milking it. Like this is ridiculous. And then when the first time I experienced having a migraine, it was like, oh my gosh, this is a horrible thing to experience. So I think it's the same thing. Unless you've experienced a relationship with a narcissist, you don't understand. You can conceptually maybe understand it, but you don't actually understand it because it is unlike any experience that you will ever have, especially within an intimate relationship. So when you're in an intimate relationship with a narcissist and then you come out of it, the healing process is so intense. I mean, there is countless articles on it because it is not normal in the sense of a normal relationship where you leave that person and you kind of go through the little week or two or month of sort of like, oh, that was hard and so on and so forth. This is completely different because this person was essentially your connection to reality of some sort. This person was your validation. This person kept you, or at least you thought, kept you grounded within yourself, and you were holding on to this validation, and you felt that this person understood you more than anyone. And so when they doled out their validation, then followed by their, devaluation, it was this obviously a trauma bond. Something happened. And I believe it is a trauma bond, but I believe it's more of a trauma bond on a spiritual level. There is obviously something, some agreement, something that you were basically wanting to experience being with these people of some sort. And if you call them people or entities or whatever you like to call them. And a lot of people may disagree with me on this, and I'm only speaking for myself, and I'm not sure if there was some prior birth agreement to experience these people, or it just kind of happened. It was helter-skelter or chaos, and this is just kind of, these two people collided and this experience happened. But irregardless, it doesn't happen to everyone. And a lot of times it happens to people who tend to be more empathetic, and their boundaries within themselves are not as clear and concise. And so you end up meeting sometimes these people who really push yourself to have to look at yourself. So why it takes so long to heal from these particular people is because it is coming out of a prison that you became, even though knew it was toxic, you became accustomed to. And that is all you became, that's all you knew. Even though you intellectually knew that this wasn't good for you, your soul was in a way trapped within this dynamic with this person. So as soon as you no longer have this access to this person, you're basically, it feels like you are basically bleeding profusely and you're going to die. And that feeling of just complete destitute and despair can last anywhere from a couple weeks to months to years for some people, especially, you know, depending on how long they were with their narcissistic abuser. So a lot of people do not understand this because they themselves have not experienced it. And until you have, it's really hard to get it. A lot of psychologists or sociologists are trying to, you know, explain it in an intellectual term. But until you have experienced it, it's like the intellectual thing only gets to it to such a degree because it is so much deeper. It feels like a soul level loss when you're no longer with them, and that loss creates such a feeling of just like soul corruption within yourself that you don't sometimes know if you can continue on. And that is why it is hard to explain to someone why it has taken you or why it took you so long to get over this particular person. You can explain it as best as you can, but the best way I think to explain it is just say, because the relationship wasn't normal. It was toxic. It was unwholesome. And you're not going to heal from a relationship like that in the same typical linear fashion you would from a regular relationship ending, especially an intimate one, because when you're intimate with someone, there is a deeper level of soul contracts that happen because you are now intimate sexually with those people. And so you start creating soul contracts with them. And when you do that, it gets even deeper, along with the fact that you're with someone that is essentially controlling you and feeding off of you like a vampire, really. And you have fallen in love with this person because you love them, but you understand that you're with someone that is not right for you. But the idea of no longer being with them, it is so jarring on you that when it does happen, the healing can take, like I said, whatever length of time it takes, and it is painful. And so it's hard to explain to those who have never experienced it before. And that is why the narcissistic community is such a good community, because when you're going through it, you need to understand why you are in such feelings of despair and whether you're normal or not. And you are normal. You are normal. You're just in an abnormal situation, and your soul and your psyche is not, it's not prepared for that. It hasn't been, because it's not following, that relationship didn't follow the normal protocols of relationships. I believe that these narcissistic relationships are spiritual relationships. I don't know 100% if it's something that we chose, that there was an agreement between you and the narcissist to have this relationship. I don't know if it's past lives that you guys have gotten back together again and you're playing out these things. I don't know if it's a past life that you're continuing to play out until one of you ends it. I don't know. All I know is that there was definitely a deep spiritual component to it, in my case, and many other people I talk to who are in narcissistic relationships or who have been in narcissistic relationships. And so I believe that whether it was chosen or not, it is an amazing area for growth within yourself, as hard as it may seem. And that, yes, for those lay people who've never experienced it before, they don't understand. It seems like they just look at you and go, get over it. Like, dude, it's no big deal. Let's go get a drink at the bar. Like, you know, go pick up someone else. You can't. It is like a existential soul blueprint of loss that you have to process. And it is not easy. And everyone will go through that dance however they go through it. but know that you are not alone, that those around you who do not get it will not get it. You can explain it as best you can, and many will sort of, like I said, intellectually understand it. But until they've experienced it, and pray they don't, they won't get it. So I just wanted to touch on that. If you would like to have anyone to chat with you, myself or my fellow coach Idana, would love to be an ear for you to, pretty much just talk about how you're feeling or what you're doing as you're healing through this experience. Also, we are new. We've been here for just over a month, and we can use all the support. So if you can subscribe, share, comment if you love, that would be wonderful. We would appreciate it. And honestly, like I've said before, I wish you well. You will get through this. And I say that on many of my videos because I did, and I seriously did not think I was going to. And, it's definitely aged me a little bit. It, gave me a little bit of patina, but, I think I'm all the better for it, and in my own way. And I'm here to be able to help those out who are going through it. And I feel pretty blessed to be able to do that. Anyway, if you like to reach out, our information's below. And in the meantime, have a fantastic day. Namaste, and be well.